I wanted to bring up the spray chart because I wanted to ask you about 2021. This is 2021,
Mhm.
2022, 2023. Seeing at least the power. You've always had the power, but now it's more pull power. Is there an adjustment that you've made as far as trying to pull the ball a little bit more mentally, physically, anything that's changed since a great 2021 season?
I mean, this is my favorite just because obviously it's more sprayed out everywhere. Here I was more like just basically trying to hit line drive homers over center field, and if they threw it away, I'd go with it. If they threw it in, I'd pull it.
So your focus was like center field,
Yeah,
backspin in the
just
center.
threw the ball up the middle. If they threw it a little way, go with it the other way. If they threw it a little in, I could get the head out and pull it. So I mean, this was my favorite swing. Not as great, a little more pull. Just kind of whatever, honestly. It was all right. And then last year, a little more pull. I mean, the power's kind of been there just throughout.
Right.
But I mean, if you're able to, go the other way with it a little more, you can probably get more hits and extra base hits and stuff like that, just because they're not going to be able to shift the outfield as much. And you're a little more unpredictable over here because they kind of have to cover everything.
Right. Yeah.
Versus over here, they can kind of shift a little more one way or the other. But I was having a pretty good year here, and I was kind of super locked in with the inside pitch.
Okay. Early on in this season, this past season, early on.
Yeah, this past season, at the beginning, I was a little more up the middle, kind of like how this was, and it was going good. And then I kind of struggled for a little bit. And then middle part of the year through the end, I had a pretty good swing, and I was like super locked in on the inside pitch, just because I knew how to get to it. I got a good amount of pitches in there, and if they threw it away, I would either take it or it'd be a ball. So I was like extremely selective on that. And then anytime I got it, I would crush it.
So you were better at not chasing too far in, and then better at getting to the pitch that was in. That might have been beating you early on in the season.
Yeah. So
okay. Well, now we have the bat. So now you can actually show me.
So basically, with the strike zone, I thought I did a pretty good job with swinging at strikes, laying off balls. If it was in off the plate, I knew it was a ball. I'd take it.
Right.
If it was on the outside part of the plate and off, I would, especially early in the count, I would either take it for a strike and just move on.
Okay.
Or it's a ball outside.
Right.
And then I would basically just hunt the middle end pitch and just try and get down for a fastball. And I did a really good job at that. So
and when you say get down for fastball, just be ready for the fastball no matter what.
That way I'm not late to when I do get. I mean, most off-speed pitches, they try and bury it down and or off the plate. So I'm trying to hunt the fastball, and if I see a breaking ball up and it's going to come across towards the middle,
you stay on.
You're still on it just because you're getting down for the fastball and you recognize it, and then you can still hit it.
Right.
So I was just trying to get down for the middle end pitch and fastball, and I was so locked in with the location of that because basically I was trying to hone in on this is the strike zone on what I wanted to swing at.
Right.
Whereas,
your zone.
This is my zone, which the strike zone was here, and if anything is outside of my zone to there, I would just take it, and anything outside of that is just a ball. So basically, whenever you threw it in the little zone that I had, I was crushing it. And I would just wait throughout the at bat to get something around there. And I was hitting doubles, homers, and hitting 400. So I just tried to do that for as long as I could. I was raking, so I just kept doing it.
Yeah. So you're not trying to change anything.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing that, and that's why I was on the middle end pitch and getting heaters. So it's probably why I ended up pulling a lot more, just because I was taking the away pitch,
right?
Especially early, just because. I mean, it's more of a pitcher's pitch, and I wasn't looking there, so I was like,
you may not do the same damage that you're looking to do on a pitch middle end.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll just take the 0-1 count or the 1-1 count or whatever, and move on and wait until they try and bust a fastball in on me, and I can turn on and pull it because I knew I could get there and I knew how to do it extremely well.
Right, and repeat it.
Yeah, so literally every time I threw it there, I would I would crush it. It was crazy.
Well, it's funny to me. Like, I laugh because, like, for me, I was always like, okay, let me look middle away because I want to get extended on something. And it almost like hurts my brain to think, let me look middle in. But I guess like that makes you stay tight anyway and helps you on the outer half of the plate if that's a pitch that you want.
Yeah, I mean, obviously throughout the season, you know, if you're comfortable looking middle away, everyone's a little different,
Right. Everybody's
and you crush that.
right.
You could just look middle away and go with it, or get the head out and you're more up the middle with it. This was just something that clicked in the cage, and I tried it in the game, and it was working out really well because I wasn't chasing anything, and every time I threw it there, I was crushing it, and I didn't miss anything. So I was okay with taking the pitches on basically the edges of the strike zone.
If it's a strike, it's a strike. Whatever.
Yeah, especially early in the count. If it's later and you got 2 strikes, and you just do your best with
battle,
it.
yeah.
If you have to go the other way or something, you can.
Right.
I mean, I'm like to still think I'm a good hitter and I can go the other way. So if they throw it away later in the count, I can still hit it.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, you still get their singles and doubles the other way too.
I mean, obviously, I'd prefer to spray it around a little bit more. It was just I was hitting really well during that time period, and I just kept it going because it was working, and it just happened to be more pull side stuff was happening from it.
I mean, just to hear that perspective is amazing. I think that's important for even younger players to hear. Is like if I'm sticking with one thing, like don't deviate from that plan. There's no reason for me to leave that plan, especially if I'm still laying off of tough pitches.
Yeah.
And I think that's I didn't highlight that here, but seeing your numbers, like walking, laying off of tough pitches, like that's one thing you did extremely well last year too.
Yeah. My walk percentage went up, and then my chase rate went down. My swing end zone was up. So
Yeah. So
I just kept
do
it.
pay attention to some of those numbers at least.
I mean, obviously you want to walk more when you can. You try and have less strikeouts, more walks, and higher.
Just getting on base.
Yeah, just getting on base as much as you can, and if that means just taking the first pitch down and away pitch that you might normally swing at, and just going into an 0-1 count to start, that's fine. Just because it's not the zone you're looking for, and
Right.
kind of what you're trying to hunt, because you're not going to do as much damage around the corners. And you try and look at more something like that. I mean, I didn't swing at that, but I was okay with it just because I got to see a first pitch 101.
Right.
So I was just trying to hunt some stuff.